post it in Discord? All right. I don't know if you can add everyone though. That's weird. Discord gave me a dialogue saying, hey, do you know if you mention everyone, you're going to message like 90 plus people? It's like, yeah, that's kind of the point. It's kind of the point. All right, guys. So today, before we take a look at that stuff, let's take a look at this stuff. So I did have an opportunity today to start filling out some of these scores for for the week, for the season. So we've got I wanted to take a minute real quick to run through the standings. So I did simulate through week 1 and week 2. This is the way the conferences or the divisions stack up right now. So everyone should be able to see this. I'll make it larger just in case you're on a smaller device. So for the AFC East, we've got the Patriots at 2-0, Dolphins 1-1, Jets 1-1, Bills 0-2. AFC North, we have the Ravens at 2-0, the Bengals at 1-1, Steelers 1-1, and the Browns at 0-2. The AFC South, we've got the Titans at 2-0, the Colts at 1-1, Jags 1-1, and Texans 0-2. AFC West, we've got the Chiefs at 2-0, the Chargers at 1-1, the Raiders at 1-1, and the Broncos at 0-2. So that covers the AFC. Now on to the NFC, guys. For the NFC, we've got the Cowboys at 1-1, the Eagles at 1-1, the Giants and the Redskins both at 0-2. NFC North, we've got the Bears at 1-0, so they play again today, so we'll see what the record is after today. But Bears 1-0, the Vikings 2-0, the Lions and the Packers, though, both 0-2. NFC South, we have the Falcons at 2-0, the Saints at 2-0, the Panthers at 1-1, and the Buccaneers at 0-2. And finally, NFC West, we've got the Cardinals surprisingly at 2-0, the Seahawks at 1-0. Again, they play today, so we'll see what the record is after today. And then the Rams and 49ers both at 1-1. So that is the way the divisions and conferences stack up right now, guys. So should be interesting. We've still got plenty of season left to be played here. So, but I wanted to give you guys an idea of what things look like. And honestly, the pattern I'm seeing is a lot of, I don't know if just the home teams just, or the away teams just happen to be better in a lot of these games that I've been simulating, but like the away teams seem to win a lot. The away teams seem to be winning a lot. I'm not sure why, but they just do. So, but anyways, I wanted to take a minute or so just to cover that so everyone can see what the standings are currently. That way you're aware of where your team stands, the team you cheer for stands as of right now. So, but anyways, guys, so let's go ahead and start today's game. Again, I'm only going to be doing one game today, guys. I am going to PA tomorrow. So an hour and a half is about all I can do today. So we're going to do this one game and be done. So we should be wrapping her up around 9:30, or sorry, 8:30, 8:40, something like that. So what do the Jags stand? Go back in the video, dude. I already went over it. Not going to go back. Let's see. Seahawks. C-H-A-W-K-S. Seahawks. Bears. All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and do 2-minute bets. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1 for Seahawks, guys. It's going to be 1 for Seahawks, 2 for Bears, 1 for Seattle, 2 for Chicago. No half birthday live stream. What? What are you talking about? What? What are you talking about half birthday? I said hi, Mom. Hi, Debbie. Sorry, Deborah. Deborah. Sorry, not Debbie. Deborah. If you guys want to know what position your team, the team you cheer for, stands currently in the or where they're at in the standings, go back to the beginning of the video. I just literally covered. I literally just covered every single division in the NFL. So again, guys, 1 for Seattle, 2 for Chicago, 1 for Seahawks, 2 for Bears. So what we're going to see today, guys, I believe we already saw Chicago in week 1, actually. You're getting anxious now. Don't get anxious. Embrace me with open arms. Just don't get weird on me, man. Just don't do anything I wouldn't do. We saw the Bears week 1 against the Packers, and they played very well. We haven't seen the Seahawks yet, but this is the Richard Sherman-less Seahawks now, guys. So it'll be interesting to see what Seattle looks like. You know what I'm saying? So let's take a look at what bets look like here. I'm going to go ahead and advance and start getting this game set up. And remember, guys, we're doing quick presentation on all these games. These are all night games because they're prime time, and they're all going to be clear, no injuries, all that fun stuff, just as we usually would do. Wait, what wouldn't I do? I probably wouldn't give you a kiss. Although my brother and I have fun with trying to actually torment people like that. Like, we go and give each other a hug and, like, fake kiss each other. Like, it's kind of weird, but it kind of creeps people out. But that's just because we're like that and we're just weird. But we're also brothers, so that's what brothers do. You know, they're kind of get gay with each other sometimes, or fake gay with each other sometimes. People are like, oh, God, what are you doing? Amon, you're going to be the only one to win? Wow. Ooh, Luke's going for... He's dropping it. You know what? Oh, that's right. JJ said he wouldn't be here today because he's hanging out with family. So, JJ, if by chance you watch the stream after the fact, dude, we missed you. R.I.P. JJ, but he'll be back hopefully Friday. You can't wait for the Super Bowl. Really? You ready? Why are you waiting for the Super Bowl, Jaden? The season hasn't even started yet, bro. Alright, here we go, guys. Quick presentation. We kick off. What do you mean, no buckaroo for you subbing? Who are you, man? Like, you were here yesterday. How do you know about the buckaroo, dog? Hmm? You're starting to worry, man. You're kind of sketchy. Alright, so Seattle kicked off first. We got Chicago with the ball. So let's see. Remember, we had Jordan Howard, of course, beast halfback. Oh, Trubisky's going to take it right off the rip. Oh, and he slides. Smart guy, unlike Andy Dalton yesterday, who just got annihilated.
Gain of 9, and it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first.
Oh, I don't have my little update bot thingamajig going. Let's go ahead and get this going. All right, run with Howard, and he gets the first down.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
That's a good point, Amon. That's a great point.
For Jordan Howard, Charles, last
I love that I can give you guys 60 FPS now, guys.
Rookie year he had in 2016.
You know, I remember the reason why. Part of the reason why I stopped streaming Rainbow Six is because I couldn't stream it and do online multiplayer at the same time because my bandwidth was so low. So technically, I could probably actually stream Rainbow Six. And actually, if I stream Madden now, if we actually did like some MUT stuff, MUT groups or whatever, that might actually run smoothly. What's up, Luck? How's it going, dude? Is that how you pronounce your name? By the way, I mean, I've never seen Luck spelled with an E at the end, so it's kind of like... No, you're welcome. We just have reason to believe that some sketchy people could be trying to infiltrate the stream, you know? So, we want you to be here, man. We love you. What should I call you, man? I don't... Your name's kind of weird, so... Do I just call you Duende? Bears will win. Yo, you think Bears going to go 2-0? Yeah, I don't know, man. It'll be interesting. Oh, again, another run with Howard. So remember, we have the Seahawks who are... You know what I want to do? You know what I should do? You know what would be really interesting? Maybe I'll work on this while we're streaming today. So that's right, the Seahawks are 1-0 and the Bears are 1-0. So both teams are undefeated after one game in the season. They sent a blitz. Oh, he chucks it backwards, 360, no scope.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll make it second down.
Howard missed NFL top 100 years in a row. What? How did he miss? How did he miss the top 100? Really, you're an elf. How is that? What? You're an elf?
This is Howard on second down, fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job,
you will go to the mail.
They'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play.
Yeah, it's a little weird. I would think Jordan Howard should be in the top 100 somewhere.
Play action, hit him over the top.
Did Richard Sherman make the top 100? If he did, he needs to come out. Don't at me.
On 3rd down,
3rd and 6, Trubisky back to pass. He throws it short, caught out of bounds, incomplete.
Able to catch it there on the
Oh,
right
God.
sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge, and it's going to bring up 4th down.
They're at Seattle's 35. Man, I got this tooth that's bothering me. I haven't been to the dentist in a while though, too. It's been a couple of years. Ever since the last dentist appointment, the last dentist appointments I had a root canal done, and it wasn't because of the root canal. I think just feel like I got shit treatment. Oh, no good, just short, incomplete.
Charles, earlier we talked
this word in Spanish and no other languages I saw, but the translation that I got when I went to translate it was elf. Spanish detected, English translation elf.
I mean, my goodness, when you take a look at what Russell Wilson,
it says in the dictionary the word is listed as elf or magic.
Of Mike Davis, who finished second, and Mike Davis didn't begin the year on Seattle's roster. They went through a number of runners this season.
Well, I'm not going to go through all of it. Oh, incomplete for Russell Wilson. Here, if anyone wants to look at it, there it is. There's the dictionary.com kind of elaborate explanation of duende. So we have some super complicated. We have some super complicated guy in chat right now, guys. he's an overly complex being. He's got very high intellect with his complicated name. And they fake the pass, go to a run. Who is this? Penny. Who's this Penny guy? Does anyone know who this is? Is this a draft guy, or is this someone they picked up like in free agency?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure.
Richard Sherman was number 64. How?
So now at 3rd and 7, and defensively, it's a
wasn't he injured for like half a season? How the hell is he like 64? Boo.
From the gun, it's Wilson.
Throws it, caught, first down.
And he's taken down
a nice smooth release, a nice smooth route, actually, right there.
12 yards there as they move the chains.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think
oh, picked off! Wilson throws a pick! Oh my God. Just like that.
Tip real quick, Charles, to J.J. Watt before the possession switches here. Walter Payton, NFL Man of the Year, and they totaled up how much he helped raise for hurricane relief. $37 million.
Incredible. Hurricane
play action, and he throws to the guy. Oh, gain of 1. No, he lost 1. Boo. Fitzgerald was 57. How is Fitzgerald 57 though? Like, man, I'm kind of past some of these old guys by now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and the offense behind the chains here, a touch on second.
Has my wife played State of Decay 2 yet? She started playing, and then she claimed that somehow I made her a family member on my account, and then she said somehow she had an email saying that she was removed from my family account, but when I checked Xbox Live, it shows that she's still on my family account, so I'm not sure what happened there. I need to get that fixed. Do you think Madden needs everything we see on Sunday? Do you think we've been waiting and lied too long enough?
That route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some effort on it.
So okay, so aside from, we got in this debate about like concussions or whatever the last time. So what is it that Dak Prescott wasn't even in the top 100. I mean, that seems about right. That seems about right to me, I guess. I mean, I don't know. It seems about right because when you think about it, I mean, Zeke is the real powerhouse of that team. If it weren't for Zeke, where would Prescott be? You know what I'm saying?
Decent chunk of yardage still left here. 2nd and 7.
Where's my train of thought? Okay, so aside from this whole injury debacle, oh, what a catch! He caught it. No, he dropped it. Oh.
And brings up 3rd down.
Wentz was 3. What? That okay? That's BS, dude. Like these people, those players are retarded. Man. If Wentz was 3, how the hell was Wentz 3? That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Based on what? Was Foles on the list? Foles better have been in the top 100. He better have been 2. If Wentz was 3. Starting to think Madden's not football. What? Oh, everyone's in coverage. Trubisky runs the 20. Slide, you fool. Wow, they shoved him out of bounds. What a huge gain. That was a 30-yard gain or something. 34 yards. 25, sorry. Yeah, it's all fixed, dude. They need to have fans vote on that crap because Brady would not be number 1. I don't understand why Brady would be 1. And AB, why Antonio Brown would be number 2. Poop. It's raining outside again. Joy. And Maxwell's laying under my desk. Foles was not on it? See, that's BS, that. It's rigged. That's rigged. It's a rigged list.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
I once had a defensive player in the NFL tell me, if I beat and dominate
because Foles should be number 1 on that list.
Well, winning one-on-one battles is always a part of the game, but when you have good
Foles did the unthinkable. Well, Preston knows. He should be. Why shouldn't he be? You tell me why he should be. I just remember what I saw in the Super Bowl was when the game was on the line. I kind of joke about it every time Madden starts up. You start up Madden and they have that crap about when the game's on the line. Let's talk about Tom Brady. Well, I kind of add to the end of that saying when the game's on the line, you're in the Super Bowl against the Eagles and you're Tom Brady. You're gonna turn the ball over by getting strip sacked. I kind of joke about that, but at the same time, look, he failed when it mattered. I mean, and Foles came through when it mattered. But Foles had a wonderful season considering he was a backup QB. I mean, dude, touchdown Bears.
Touchdown Chicago. Trey Burton, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Bears have taken the early lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
I mean, I get that you need to take into account the full season, but what he did was miraculous. I mean, when you think about it, right? How many backup quarterbacks, and again, I know it's someone who was basically a starting caliber player, but how many backup quarterbacks do you know could just come in and take over for a team and win the Super Bowl? Right? And it's not like Wentz was in for like 3/4 of the season and Foles has covered like 2 games or 3 games or something like that. That was like half a season he had to cover for Wentz. And they still made the playoffs, and they still went through the playoffs, and they still won the Super Bowl. I mean, that alone, to me, justifies being as high up on that list as you can possibly be.
On the return, the All-Pro 2 years ago, Tyler Lockett. Before the possession switches here, I had written down that I wanted to talk about some of the awards this past season in the NFL. We know Brady was the MVP, but
the commentary is super slow and the gameplay is kind of slow. What do you mean the gameplay is slow? Well, turn up the settings. You can change the gameplay. You can change the tempo so that it's like fast or really fast. I think there's like by default it's like fast or normal or something like that, and you can turn it up even another notch where it's truly bang bang.
When they went from last in the league in scoring to leading the league in scoring and winning a division title. And how about the New Orleans Saints? Rookie of the year, offense and defense. Alvin Kamara on offense, Marshawn Lattimore.
But I mean, again, the idea of Madden is they're trying to bring you broadcast. That's what they do on Sundays. They don't just say, okay, caught it first down, okay, next play, okay, caught it second down, okay, incomplete. Third down. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just like skip all the presentation crap. That is what Sunday's about, is you listen to these guys ramble on. You know what I'm saying?
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
No, Cam, I'm going to PA tomorrow, man. After this, I'm done, man. I'm going to bed. So I can get a nice long sleep. Because tomorrow's my last day, and I gotta put in the hours before I drive home tomorrow. So I don't even know if I'm gonna get home like at 5 like I normally do, but we'll see.
On 2nd down, Wilson.
Oh, Wilson. Oh, picked off again. What a diving play. Oh, my God. What a play. He just rolled the dice on him, too. Oh, you rarely see that. You rarely see the CBs doing that crap in Madden. It's usually the WRs, you know? Why would you go to the outside, bro? You have the inside so easily, Howard. Where's your ball carrier vision, your BCV, dog? WTF, Cam. Some of us have, look, dude, I got a job, man. My job is my job. That pays the bills. Without that job, I can't really do this, and I'd be too busy looking for a job.
Yeah, a lot of big names.
That's first and foremost in life, man. Howard gets stuffed. But that's not the commentary we hear. At least we heard Nats on 15 say he is on Sunday CBS. It's the little things. Yeah, but I mean, but again, like, that's, if it's little, then how big? Would you rather have game modes or better gameplay than just like, oh, he said like this or that? I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I don't think that many people care about the commentary. Where, like, if you say one thing, if you don't say one thing that you might normally hear versus another, I don't think anyone's going to be too, like, disappointed about that. Or like, oh, I hate the game because they didn't say this one thing. It's like, hey, they made this new, like, play style or a new way to run or a new mini mode, you know, a mini game mode kind of thing. Those are the things that matter. Those are sweeping changes.
How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
All right, so Chicago got the pick, but they did nothing with it. So they had the turnover, he punts it out of play. Ooh, nice punt. At least some of the punting has been better. You're too busy working on your garden. You don't have a garden, though. How are you always at church? It's Wednesday night, so he doesn't have to go on Monday. That's why they will never change the focus more on mud. I mean, I don't think they. I mean, I would agree that they focus a lot on MUT because, again, it's where they make their money, right? I mean, ultimately the game is the game, but MUT is where they make their money. Oh, Wilson takes off. Is he gonna get popped? Oh, he slides. Boo. Yeah, but your garden's not as big as mine. Your garden's like you have a plant, a pot with one plant in it that you grow tomatoes in. You're like, this is my garden, dog.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard.
But I mean, look, dude, if you want change, if you want to recommend changes for the game, Madden does have forums where you can post suggestions for enhancements. If you really have something that you think would change the game that much or make it more authentic, then you go and post stuff there, and then if you get people to agree with you and second your idea, second, third, basically help make it show that it's really that big of a deal, then they would put that in the game.
As he slides to a stop.
Madden doesn't listen. I don't think that's true, but again, like, how do you know? Have you ever gone to the forums and posted something? If not, then how do you know? Because just tweeting at them is not going to do anything. They have forums for a reason. Because that's where you have interaction. There's interaction there with the game developers and stuff like that. All right, so we are at the end of the first quarter, guys, and Seahawks are losing 7-0 right now to Chicago. Again, if you've never posted on the forums, then you have no idea. I don't know how you say they don't listen. Tell me what you did that they didn't listen to, and how much support you had for the idea that you gave them, and they didn't listen. If you can't give me an example, then you can't say they don't listen. And don't give me this general, well, but people say stuff. No, I don't want none of that. I did this, and I had like 1,000 people agree with me on their forum, and they still didn't implement my idea. If you can't say something like that, then you can't justify to me how they don't listen. You've complained multiple. Well, what is that supposed to mean? What'd you complain about? And where did you complain? And how big in the scheme of things? Think about it. See, again, like if you guys actually wrote code and stuff like that. If you guys actually wrote code and stuff like that, or worked on projects where you have like development teams and stuff like that, I think you'd understand better that it's not just easy just to say like, oh, well, here's some little thing, I'll just go ahead and throw it in. Like that's just not how it works, man. I feel like if you were in the industry or a similar industry, you would have a better understanding of how all that stuff works.
So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point you've got to win at the point of attack, and on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
But again, where are these people complaining? If you're complaining about Twitter, forget code about for the average Madden player. I'm not talking about code. I'm telling you that for you to understand like why you think no one's listening to you, it's because you don't understand how software development workshops work. That's what I'm telling you. If you understood what how software development worked, and again, like if you're telling me that you complain about like, well, this little thing on their towel wasn't there, they're not gonna waste time on that, because if they can spend 10 hours working on a design drawing on a towel versus 10 hours to implement some big feature of the game that will benefit like everyone and not just like 5 people, they're gonna do the big thing. You have to think about it that way. It's not just what you want, it's what the masses will flock to. That's what matters the most in software development. What is the most bang for your buck? Just like, think about it this way. Actually, the easier way to think about it, don't even think about it in terms of software development. Think about it in terms of your time. There's certain things that you do in your life that you want to waste time on.
Inside the 15 he goes. They pick up 12 on the play there, and you
have 10 minutes to do something. Let's put it this way: you have a half hour to do something or an hour to do something, and there's only so many things you can get done in that hour, right? That's basically what they're faced with. And again, it's not like these guys work 24/7 to write code on a game and they have like infinite number of resources. You have like a small software development team, you have a shit ton of like graphic designers, and then you're trying to just crank through like as much code as you can within a fixed duration. I mean, I don't disagree that there's something lacking from like a franchise mode perspective. Like I feel like, to me, like, and again, like I wouldn't want it to be too sim-like, but I give them the biggest thing I give them crap for would be like when you do like
4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable third.
Well, when you choose to play as a player, for example,
it's really nice to see an offense
when you choose to play as a player, an individual player, right? You know, they don't make it that much about you. They kind of do, but it's still kind of vague and kind of general. So it's just like franchise, except for you're just controlling one player. But like I feel like it needs to be centered around the player, more like how NBA does it, where it's like all about you. And that to me is one thing Madden's missing. Now they kind of suffice that by doing, you know, that mode they did this past year's Madden. I forget what the hell they call it, but you know that mode with the story, when you have the story mode. But I feel like that mode needs to be like something that you just have in part of franchise, and it's all centered around you as a player. You know, what's he gonna do? Contract signing come up. You know, things that create the drama of an actual NFL thing. So like Longshot kind of brings that, but only to the point where you get into the NFL. It doesn't translate to the rest of your career. And I think those are the things that are missing from Madden that they really need to add in, because that's what immerses you in the actual game. What are you talking about excuses, dude? I'm telling you exactly what they need to have in the game. How is that an excuse? I'm kind of confused.
After the made field goal, here's Sebastian Janikowski to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6.
Fake colleges? No, that's dumb because then it's not authentic. It's just something for the sake of having something. That's dumb. Like that would be the worst thing they could possibly do.
The 4 straight last place finishes. That's what they're facing.
That would be the worst thing they could possibly do because not everyone necessarily cares about. Just because you like NFL doesn't mean that you like college. That's why before there was a distinct separation where you play NCAA, you progress your player, and then you import them into Madden, and then you can carry them forward in Madden. That's what they used to do before. There's a reason why you have that separation is because not everyone cares about NCAA. So I don't think that you should make any type of NCAA or college thing really part of the game in any way, shape, or form.
They're not going to give you very many game-breaking plays.
I mean, did you even play long shot? I don't know that you did.
Here we go. On second down, Trubisky.
I thoroughly enjoyed long shot. Long shot actually immersed me in the game pretty well. I thought long shot was a very good mode. The only knock I have against it is just I wish it went deeper.
30 yards there.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield.
Oh look, it's Pure, the chat destroyer.
And strike like that, have explosive plays.
AKA Mario and Luigi. So that's the only knock I have against long shot is that it wasn't deep enough, but I think they did a good enough story because again, you kind of throw something in the game and then you see how people react, and if everyone says, "Oh, this is amazing, I love it," then you take that and then next year you work on it and you develop it further.
As soon as the snap came, you could see defensively they were just closing in. That was going nowhere.
But again, you don't unless your whole game is based on the story, which it's clearly not. It never was. It never has been. Unless your whole game is based on the story, you're not going to spend that much development time to put together a huge story mode. Oh, the 30, the 20, the 10. Jordan Howard, touchdown, Chicago. You're not going to build this long story mode and then like everyone absolutely hate it, and then you basically just wasted hundreds of hours doing something that no one gives a crap about, right? You know what I'm saying? So you put in a feeler to see how people react to it, and then you build on that. So I get that aspect. And again, like if you've ever done software development, like you would understand that. But if you don't, then you just don't. I just know because I come from that background, so I understand how it works. But who wants it in the game? What do you mean? Who wants what in the game? You have to be. So there's a delay between me talking to you guys and then you guys typing back to me in chat. So when you ask a question back, just be sure to be as clear as possible what you're talking about, because I don't necessarily know what specific point you're commenting on.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So the football switching hands here in just a second. And, you know, Tom Brady, just to go off on a tangent for a second.
Well, that's just your opinion, dude. That's just your opinion. But I guarantee you that for every one of you, there's like 10,000 other people that thought long shot was great.
But he would have traded it for a Super Bowl win, don't you think? How about this? The last 9 NFL MVPs to play in the Super Bowl that same season.
Do you have guests on your show? Not normally, but if we were.
Had the Patriots pulled that one out.
Yeah, he still has 5 rings, though. 5 Super Bowl titles for Brady.
Can you call in? You can get on Discord.
They run a draw here on second down.
We can arrange a Discord discussion about. Actually, that wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, that might actually be a good idea to actually have a Discord discussion for one of the streams about Madden. And maybe like what people think, what people like about it, and what people dislike about it, or what kind of changes or enhancements people need to make, because that could be something that EA might consider watching. You know, maybe, I don't know, but.
Now Wilson.
Oh, going for a screen.
Now they go screen. It's complete.
They get the first. Oh, he blows him up. Gets tackled, but still gets the first. So right now it's a 11-point. Oops, sorry, Maxwell. It's an 11-point lead for Chicago.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure,
you don't tweet. Well, that's why I said just you got to come on a Discord though, man. Like I'm not gonna have someone call me on a phone when you have Discord where you can just talk through your computer, dude. That's why you have headsets and microphones and stuff like that. Question, what is the links in the description? The links in the description are links to, if you wanted to purchase Madden 19, I have an associates account with Amazon. So if you use those links and you purchase Madden 19 through those links, then I get kickback from that. So that's for Madden 19 Hall of Fame Edition, and if you wanted to buy Game Pass and stuff like that, those are the links. You're older, you don't know how. Dude, you got to get with the times, man. I'm 37. I know how to do that. You're not that much older than me. It's all about technology is the thing, man. Like you gotta stay up to date with technology. Otherwise, you're gonna be living in the 60s, dude. So you're what, 42? You said. So I mean, you're a 70s guy. So I mean, it's not like you're, like I said, you're not that much older, man. Like you should be able to know how to do this stuff. Oh, Wilson scrambles for the first. What's up, Jaden?
As a result, the drive continues.
You're gonna be using the jitterbug soon, Luck. You're gonna be using the jitterbug soon, bro. I don't want to see you be that guy. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see you be that guy. People making fun of you. It's the jitterbug.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson.
Wilson scrambling again. Oh, down goes Wilson. Down goes Wilson. He did not run away this time. Oh, I like how smooth this looks. I'm glad I updated to 60 FPS for you guys. Hopefully everyone, I mean, again, like I don't know. I hope everyone appreciates it because actually I'm appreciating it watching it back. I think it looks awesome watching this at 60 FPS. Like it looks so smooth compared to before where you could tell it was not. Oh God, down goes Wilson. Down goes Wilson. Dang. Yeah, I can, but that's different. That just because if you're young, you're really supposed to have all that stuff because you grew up in a situation where technology has been a prominent part of our lifestyle. But in the 70s, technology wasn't exactly like you had freaking like 8 tracks. You didn't even have necessarily cassette players back in the 70s. CDs, no. They had record players and 8 tracks. You didn't have the internet, really, not for home use. The first computers really were being developed back then. So, I mean, or first home computers, I should say, right? All right, so Seahawks do not manage to get another first down. Here's the punt. And out of bounds at the 25. Not a great punt there.
It looks to be right at the 25-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take.
So, Chur, man, what have you been up to, dude? You still on the Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl hangover tour?
I agree with you totally, and a lot of coordinators, play callers feel exactly the same way. Until you stop what I'm doing, why should I make any changes? But there are a few that kind of outguess themselves or try to outguess the opponent.
We can try to get someone from EA. I mean, I'm kind of small potatoes, but I feel like if we had just a general kind of roundtable discussion, you know, I feel like that might be something they might consider. But it would have to be, excuse me, voice crack. It would have to be something that's like strictly on topic, so that way you don't spend like a half hour on each thing that you want to talk about. If I had like hundreds of people in here watching me all the time. Oh no, Chicago throws a pick. Trubisky throws a pick. He's down. Oh man, bad turnover in their own territory. I mean, if we did something like that and we had hundreds of people, watching, then that would be something that EA could possibly show up for. Like they could possibly show up for something like that. But if it's only like 10, if there's only like 10 people in here, they're not going to show up for that.
That's exactly what happened on that play.
He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change.
All right, so just like that, Seattle ends up 20 yards further down the field than they were. So we need to ask the real questions. Well, that's the thing. I think it's more of a roundtable discussion than it is like what kind of questions do you really ask. You know, you're not really gonna get anyone from EA to participate where you just, oh, down goes Wilson, where you're just like, hey, why don't you have this? Why don't you have that? Why don't you have this? Why don't you have that? Like, I'm not big enough to ask them those kind of questions and demand answers. But it would have to be more just like casual conversation between people who play Madden. You know, whether it's you're an expert, you consider yourself an expert playing it and you play it a lot, or you're like me and you just look at it from a sim perspective or story mode perspective, that kind of stuff. What's up, Pidgey? How's it going, dude? No, you're honestly just getting into shape for your football season. Wow. A 7-month relationship. Dude, it must be hard to stop using your hand, bro. Did you kiss your hand goodbye? Completed, and Seattle uses another timeout. Got back their 7, lost on the sack. Third and long, 1 timeout left at the 25, so they have a chance to sneak out of here with another 3 points before the half, unless they fail epically on this play. I mean, they have to fail pretty bad. Even if Wilson got sacked, they wouldn't be out of field goal range necessarily. If Hauschka was still there, then they would be.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since.
No, this is real. All that stuff is in your past. Oh, okay. All right, man.
Out of the gun.
Well, sorry to hear that, dude. Oh, man, almost got hit on the throw. Whoa, what the hell was that? They were way out of bounds. Wow, Russell Wilson's 10 for 14, 103, and 2 picks. Not a great stat line. So, again, both of these teams are looking for win number 2. They are both undefeated at 1-0 right now. Both teams looking to go 2-0. Remember, Seattle kicked off to Chicago to start the game. So, Chicago, if they're interested, they've got time to drive down the field and try to do some damage. Oh, Janikowski plays for the Seahawks now? Oh, man. Wow, this dude will not die, will he?
So no problems there with that one as they're able to put 3.
Honestly, WTF was that animation? I have no idea, man. But Madden fans, it's really not EA do. It's the NFL. Well, like I said, man, I think like if you have, if people bring up good talking points, like in constructive criticism about the game, something that can be turned into a video, then you know, then that's something that you could actually publish on a Madden forum. What's up, cool man?
Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there.
Well, we'll just have to have a forum where we have a discussion.
They go back to the air here after the INT.
All right, here we go. Oh my gosh. And Chicago uses their first timeout. Trubisky with a 8-yard run there.
As they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Skirt. Mm-hmm. I'm not really sure what you're asking, Pidgey. A little confused here. All right, so Trubisky back to pass. Oh, he's just going to run it. What is he doing? He's calling for blocks, and they call another timeout. So they're at their own 45. I mean, if they can get like another 20 yards, then they'll be in field goal range possibly, but
a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Luck, LOL, man. But anyway, Fortnite is dying. Well, did you guys hear that PUBG dropped their lawsuit against Fortnite? Not that it matters to me, but yeah, PUBG dropped their lawsuit against Fortnite, or Epic Games, put it that way. Dude, I don't know, Pidgey, I don't know. How even were bets on this game? Oh, how even were they?
Lining up 1st and 10.
It was it was more in favor of Seattle than it was Chicago. Probably about by a few votes or so, or bets. Trubisky just throws it away. They need a deep bomb down the field somewhere. Like I said, they need about 20 yards, I'd say, to be in field goal range. But their kicker can't kick for crap. What happened to me playing Fortnite? Well, I would still play Fortnite off stream, but I don't play it on stream anymore because the thing is that people would show up initially, but then like no one really gave a crap after we got like pretty far into the stream. While they use their final timeout.
Stoppage here, a timeout before this 3rd down play takes place. As the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
That's just weird, Pidgey. Oh, Preston's back. So Preston, what do you think about so Luck he had a pretty decent idea.
This will be 3rd and 5.
He said that we should have maybe like a forum, like where we just kind of get people into chat and just kind of talk about, oh my gosh, incomplete. Trubisky took a huge hit there.
17 seconds now on the clock here.
We have a forum we talk about the things that are missing from Madden 19. Like well, his idea I think is just to kind of rant on it, but I'm talking about more like constructive criticism where we get people together who play it frequently and maybe people who play it even just as casuals, and just have like a Discord chat where we just kind of talk about, you know, what we like, what we dislike about Madden, like how we think it could grow, that kind of thing.
The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively
I mean, that could be beneficial for maybe views on the stream, and then, because I think people in chat would probably want to see like what people are saying, and want to be able to put in their own 2 words. So I think that could draw some interest, and if it's something that could end up being big enough, then maybe that's something that EA might listen to. All right, so Seattle uses their last timeout. They're on their own 37, so probably nothing going to happen here. Chicago up 14-6. Seattle gets the ball at the half. So man, probably take a knee here or just do whatever. Throw a pick 6, you know.
But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
EA only listens to cash registers. I mean,
and after the play on the ground, that brings up
I'd probably say, I think I like 80% agree with that. Maybe 85, maybe 90. I understand why you would say that, because that's how I feel sometimes too. But if you get enough people kind of on board with a certain idea, you know, they can't really deny you necessarily. I mean, how they implement it is one thing, though. Like, they're not necessarily going to implement it the way that you want, but they'll implement it the way they think makes sense. And I guess it's their game, so it's their intellectual property, so they do whatever the hell they want with it. But at least if you get your idea into a game, that would be cool. I haven't gotten an idea I've had before into a game, but I did get an idea that I wanted into a piece of software that Oracle had worked on. They had a tool that they were developing, and while it was young in its early phases, there was like some feature that I asked for. I said, oh yeah, if you did this would be like really cool. Like, this would be very helpful and useful. And then like literally like a few releases later, like they ended up having it in there. I was like, whoa, sweet. I'm like, I actually asked for something in a piece of software, and I got it. Wilson just airs it out. Oh my God, so many people in there. Incomplete, of course, and we're going to halftime here.
So we come upon halftime here at Soldier Field with the Bears out.
All right, so we are going to kick it off. Bears again kicking off to Seattle this time now. How's it only the half? What do you mean, dude? Mike, we got the games cut down to an hour and a half instead of 2 hours. Usually it wouldn't even be the half by now.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And this offense last time turned it over.
Has Sweden win the World Cup yet? Dude, they got to go through you got to go through the round of 16 first, man. So far, 3 things on Sunday would you like to see in Madden. Only thing we see on Sunday.
And because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on.
Are we doing a second game? No, just one today. I'm going to PA tomorrow, so I'm going to go to bed after this. I already took my shower earlier. I got the gas in my car earlier. That's why I didn't play Division. I was gonna play Division, but I'm like, no, I gotta get my gas, gotta get my toll money. Maybe I might spend some time after this actually doing expense reports, because I'm behind on my expense reports for work by like hopefully not 60 days just yet, but I'm getting there, so I need to hurry up and get those in before I lose out on the opportunity to get my money back. Oh, Wilson's running. Oh, God, pop him. Damn, we got like 20 yards there.
They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs.
Watch the thing you sent in Discord. I don't know if I want to, man. In Fortnite? But is this even yours, though? What is this? Is that even really yours, or is that someone else's?
And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48.
You think it will take an NFL player to make Madden better? What do you mean? That doesn't make sense, dude. Remember, Madden was a former coach in the NFL. Like, basically, he still, as far as I know, still has, like, direct oversight of the game and the direction the game goes in. So, in terms of, like, authenticity and realism and all that kind of stuff. It's yours. You made it for your brother. So is it all like his epic fails or something like that in Fortnite? Look, brother, I made a present of you being a failure.
That one goes for 13 yards and it moves the sticks.
The more football I watch, the more I want to check and see if teams are going to panic when they're down on the scoreboard. And this team has shown no signs of doing that. A lot of the time,
here's all the times you died.
Things haven't worked so well in the first go-around. They won't throw the football.
Here's all the times I killed you.
The way to open up throwing the ball is to
He's really good. What the heck? How old? Isn't he like 8 or something? They sent a blitz. Oh, picked off. Wilson with another pick. They sent a blitz and he hurried it up. And that guy was he was draped all over the defender. He was right in front of him, dude. What a play. Damn. You're worse than him. Oh my gosh, dude. That's awful.
And running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that.
So does he give you crap about that, Dunn? Does he poke fun at you for being worse at Fortnite than he is?
And on 2nd and 10 now. They run with Howard. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. That one good for 10 yards. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. The offense on 3rd down tonight, 2 for 5 to this point. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football.
Green 39! Green 39!
They'll try to run for it with Howard. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. So it'll be 1st down here after the run.
Sorry, guys, I was just checking email. Oh, what a darling. What a darling guy.
Now a play fake here on 1st down.
All right, play action pass. 1st down for Chicago. Flip the field there. Trubisky 10 for 16, 190 yards, touchdown and a pick.
That throw
His stats, what the heck? Why'd you retract his stats?
Big tight end, curling in the middle of the field, so it's great sight lines for him. And when they show their numbers back to the quarterback, when they sit down right there, that should be pitch and catch.
All right, Amon.
A give to Howard running left. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to.
Yeah, but again, dude, you're being very nitpicky, dude.
Make a play himself,
like,
as we just saw there.
if you want to watch a football game, if you want to see realism, then watch the football game. It's a video game for a reason. It's as realistic as it's gonna be. You're not gonna have like each quarterback have like a different cadence.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Call it a 1-yard gain.
I bet you that Madden is so happy that Peyton Manning retired, though. I'll tell you that much. Because they used to have to try to emulate Peyton Manning doing all those audibles at the lines and stuff like that. They used to actually do that very well, but there's no other QB that does that, so they don't have to worry about that anymore. Because like I said, dude, like for them to add like QB specific cadences, they have to have someone to sit there and record sounds and blend it and then actually get that into the game. And how many hours is that going to take versus if there's something else that's more beneficial to making the game better? Wouldn't you rather them have them spend that time maybe fixing a bug or a glitch in the game that will help advance gameplay instead of like changing the cadence that a quarterback makes? Meh. I mean, eventually they could get to that stuff, but right now, does it really matter that much? That's the thing, man. It's a balance. It comes down to balance.
It'll be a pickup of 10 yards, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
PlayStation.
To me, like maybe
Just kidding.
Attrition setting in with this drive.
But
if you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
I mean, they've probably got plenty of bugs to fix and all that kind of crap, dude. I'm telling you, dude. If you work in software development, you always have issues. There's never a time where you don't have issues.
17. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
Let's go. 3-19.
Where would Matt? I don't know. You'd have to see what the game looked like. Luck. You have no idea.
Going right side here, and that's complete.
The only reason why it would make
8 yards on the 1st down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't
PlayStation, dude, that makes absolutely no sense.
But now you get to sit up here.
That makes absolutely no sense at all, dude.
And what a really nice game
You can't
right there
compare
on 1st down.
players on different platforms, really.
Here we go. 3-19.
But for some reason, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I really don't care, to be honest. And out of bounds, incomplete.
Out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete. So the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
That was a nice catch,
But as far as 2K19, but one, it'll never happen because that would require a 2K game to come out would require NFL to disapprove or deny EA exclusive rights. Oh, Trubisky with the read option, he takes it himself and then gets nothing. So I mean that's why you'll never have a 2K game.
And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. This is a 26-yard attempt.
Comparing average players, why, dude? Like, I'm not sure.
And Parkey's kick is good. And that will extend their lead here to 17-6.
All right, so an 11-point game, back to an 11-point game on Chicago's.
And that's all you want as a kicker, a chance to redeem yourself. You got to have a short memory if you're going to survive at this level, and he's able to get back on track.
No, I don't think Sony has. I don't believe Sony has MLB rights. It's just that Sony had managed to
This will be fielded at the 8.
come to terms with the terms that MLB imposed on them, whereas Microsoft said no, like you're asking for too much or whatever the case may be. Essentially, it comes down to money. So, because there was a forum about that years ago on Microsoft's forum, and they basically said like, write to the MLB and tell them to figure it out, because they're like, it's not us, it's them.
Confidence has to be shaken a little bit, and you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
I mean, really, because really, that would not make, that also wouldn't make any sense, because it makes no sense for a console to have exclusive rights to a particular sport, because they're just essentially limiting them themselves at that point. So that makes no sense that anyone would ever do that. Like, even though, like, remember, like, Microsoft is the NFL approved brand or console, so to speak, but that doesn't mean that you just have Madden on Xbox, because that would be the dumbest decision EA could ever make. You're basically limiting how much money you can make. That would be the dumbest business deal ever. Wilson. Oh, he got a sack there. Down goes Wilson. Down goes Wilson. How NHL, MLB, and FIFA have everything you see in real game but Madden. I mean, I don't know about that. So if you've watched NHL Sims with us, when everyone in the stadium happens to have a sign saying so and so player marry me, how many games have you gone to live where you've seen someone with a sign asking a player to marry them?
That was a good run, probably right on the edge.
Or all those kind of cliche signs the fans have. So you're telling me that that's authentic to an actual NHL game? No, it's not. So that, again, you can't even make that case, because the fans aren't even authentic in NHL games, nor in FIFA games either. FIFA, and plus with FIFA it's easy, because all you have to do is you have to make some fans of one team. Oh my gosh, what is he doing? You just have to make marry you. Absolutely, Luke. I will. And FIFA, all you have to do is make some fans look like one team and fans look like the other team. It's very easy. But no game really pays that much attention to fans. But I'm saying, if you want truly authentic, I mean, you can only be so authentic. How many games do you see like Madden or look like Madden? I mean, I'm not sure what you mean by that. I mean, you're not going to have many that look like Madden, because Madden's it's its own thing. It's its own brand. And if you have any games that are football-based, they're not going to look anything like Madden, because they don't have the development studio or the team or the resources or the expertise to develop a game that's as complex as Madden, or as in-depth as Madden.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them.
So, I mean, you're not going to see any game that looks like Madden. Plus, remember, you got to keep in mind that EA also has their own game engines and stuff like that. I mean, most development studios, especially piddly development studios, they're going to be using like Unity, or they're going to be using Unreal. They're going to be using some pre-canned engine that they can't build their own game engine like EA can. That's the thing, dude. Like I said, like I'm not sure where you're going with that. That's not good. They're not really good points. How many games in real life you see play or look like Madden? We've had games on stream that we've simulated where they've been pretty realistic to the actual turnout of the actual game. I mean, but again, you're talking simulation. So I mean, what would you consider games in real life that look or play like Madden? Like, what's your comparison there in terms of score?
This is 3rd and 7.
In terms of play calling, like what exactly, are you referring to specifically? Whoa, overthrown, incomplete.
Well, they're slinging it, and then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
I've seen field goals have the same results. What do you mean by that? And FIFA, I saw somebody holding a sign once saying, "Go United States of America National Soccer Team." Like, who says that? Exactly. Guys, why are you arguing about Fortnite, dude? Fortnite's dead. Rip. End of story.
Return there, call it
Can you stream a
13
real
yards.
life game
And
then
it'll be
stream
some
Madden then
off
ask
the ball,
yourself?
first
Well, again,
and
dude,
10.
like you're never, no video
Seahawks
game
offense now,
is
they
ever
get ready
going to
come
be
back
as
on the
realistic as the
field.
actual
And with
thing.
this
If you want the
deficit,
actual
you
thing,
can't
go
have
watch
two
the
or more
actual
drives
thing.
like the last
Simple as
drive
that,
where you had
dude.
to
I
punt
think
it
you're,
away.
I think you're nitpicking now because there's literally nothing else. If you're down to that level, then you're basically satisfied. You're as satisfied with Madden as you will ever be.
And create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
But you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
They're called. I mean, again, at the end of the day, it's video. It's called a video game for a reason. I mean, it's not like meant to simulate reality. I mean, at that point, then if you want realism, then you're basically talking virtual reality at that point. But you're not gonna. I mean, maybe it'll happen at some point, but that's like way down the road. Virtual reality Madden, you know. Oh, Wilson. Oh, he felt the pressure. He threw it away.
We're into the second half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Luke.
Like they're just totally out of sync.
Yeah, but Luke, you know, Forza. I mean, you're talking NASCAR, but if you look at other like Forza, like prominent actual games that are series of games that have prominent names and prominent development studios and stuff like that. I mean, those games are sexy, dude. So, and they compete in the same realm as Madden. Forza for sure. Yeah, but like I said, dude, again, like you keep making this argument about like it's not real, but I mean, again, how real can it be? It's not going to be like players on the field and that kind of stuff. Hunting games are realistic? No, they definitely are not. Even like that Hunter Call of the Wild game I was playing. Remember, you'd have like a deer get stuck like running into a rock and stuff like that. And I don't exactly call that realistic. They're not that realistic. They're realistic elements or aspects to them, but they're not completely realistic.
And now it's second down. Well, too much oomph, too much mustard there on that pass.
They really turned it loose, didn't they? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. Didn't lead to a completion, though. Made it very difficult.
Forza's nice. Forza's nice looking. If I liked racing games a lot more, I would definitely buy Forza, but I just... To me, like, a racing game is only a racing game. Like, if I had a racing wheel in front of me, then I would probably like it a lot better. Oh, what a spin move. Maybe got the first, but he was facing backwards, so I don't know. Oh, he did first down. And we are going into the fourth quarter, guys. 17-6 lead for Seattle. You're playing 2K5, but 2K5 was far from realistic, man. So what do you mean? 2K5 was far from realistic. That they just had a different way of presenting the halftime show and stuff like that. Aside from that, it's basically the same thing. It just looked different. And it was cheap.
Running with Howard. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. 5 yards.
Remember, that was the reason, part of the reason why 2K5 was the only reason why one of the reasons why 2K5 was so successful is because they sold it for half the price of Madden.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right?
And then after that, that's when Madden said, or EA said, we're gonna buy exclusive rights, and then 2K was dead.
They'll run it now out of the gun. The broken tackle, but couldn't create
1 yard gain for Howard.
Just beyond the 35. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3. The fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like luck, dude. Like, I feel like I know what you're saying, but I feel like you need to get away from like it doesn't look real. It's not real life. You know, like you got to get away from that and more into like actual gameplay. Like if you have gameplay issues, then I could understand that because I just explained some of mine earlier in the stream, like issues I have with the game. But if you're gonna focus all of it on realism, like the way things look, like again, like you're wasting your time because They could spend a million years on just focusing on the way things look, but then they would never actually get to making better gameplay or making better play calling or better simulation type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody likes monthly subscriptions. What are you talking about, Alarm Clock Man? What's up, gamer? How's it going? Yes, my gas prices are high, dude. I told you, man. They skyrocket. They go up in the summer. They're probably not done going up yet. I mean, there's been points where gas prices have been up to $4. Now, that was probably like years ago, but it's been there.
Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special.
Oh, you were talking about Luke's thing about monthly subscriptions, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know that I would say that. If you really like that thing that you're paying the subscription for, then you wouldn't. You don't care. Yeah, gas prices have been over at $4 or more here before. Like I said, it was years ago, but it happened, man. And that was I think that was for just regular. That wasn't for premium, I think. Like I said, man, we don't have the a pick play right there. He could be gone. The 30, the 20. No, he's tracked down. But a huge first down.
Deep into Chicago territory.
But we don't have the ability to just pump the gas out of our ground, man. Like when you live in a state where you produce a lot of oil, that's different. You know what I'm saying?
But run after the catch ability, rack ability is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
You drive to a different state to buy cheaper gas, it wouldn't be worth it because by the time you drove back, then you would already be out of gas.
Sometimes you have to get up to the line of scrimmage.
Unless you drive there and fill up gas cans.
Before you begin your cadence.
So Lux says real tackle. Well, what's your definition of real tackle? I see plenty of real tackles in this game. I see high tackles, I see low tackles, I see... The only thing I don't see them ever call is horse collars, and it seems like there are horse collar tackles in the game, but they never seem to call it. So I've seen them pull down from the back of their jersey. I've seen them tackle at the legs. Oh, I've seen realistic hits. That was a realistic hit. He ran into the guy and knocked him down. Is that not a real tackle? I mean, I'm not really sure, like... Like, you have to be specific. What's your definition of a real tackle? You're not paying $4 for gas? I mean... You said that wasn't a real tackle where some guy catches the ball and a guy runs into him and collapses his arms around him and knocks the ball free. That's not a real hit. Have you, like, never watched football before? I know you have, because you gave me crap about claiming, like, asking me how much football I watch. And I've seen that kind of play in football before. You get hit, they jar the ball loose as it's coming into your body, and then it's incomplete. I mean, that happens all the time.
So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. Well, that play was doomed right from the start.
They just about ran into every defender on that one, didn't he? It felt like everyone got a piece of that tackle.
So now the field
all right, so Seattle's forced to kick yet another field goal. Now it'll bring them within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So still it would be a one-possession game if they hit this. Kick is up. Ooh, there was a little shake there, and it's good. So an 8-point lead for Chicago right now in the fourth.
Needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal then maybe not exactly what they wanted, but it's a necessary first step.
Still plenty of time remaining, but you could really use a stop defensively after the kickoff, preferably a 3-and-out.
Dude, I don't. Dude, you don't make any sense, Luck. You don't make any sense, dude. I think you just want to. I think you just like. I think. You know what? I think it's because you're older. I think you just like to complain. That's what I'm thinking right now, dude. I think you just want something to complain about. Are you bored with life, man? I think you just need something to complain about right now. You must have a good life, because if this is the only thing that gets on your nerves, then you're doing good. But seriously, dude, like, I feel like you're just complaining just to complain. You're not like... You just said that a tackle that you would actually see in the NFL that we literally just saw in the game is not a tackle we've ever seen before in when someone's been playing football. So clearly you must not ever watch football or something. I'm not really sure, dude.
And have it end up in the end zone.
You funny? No, I just gotta. But I'm just saying though, dude. Like you have to understand where I'm coming from. Oh, what a play! So we never seen that in Madden. Like you never seen that or in a game. Like no one's ever trucked anyone, right?
It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Like he trucked him, the guy came in and took him down. Now, the only thing I can say about that, like in that particular case, is the safety came down and it looks like he tackled him with one hand. I mean, could you see that happening? I don't know, but it comes down to speed and all that other kind of stuff. Basically,
14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Physics
I think this defense
at that point.
Run the football, and this D-line probably getting sick of the O-line as well.
And as I'm watching this, I'm thinking about a conversation I had with Adam Gase, the head coach of the Miami Dolphins in the offseason. He told me that he asked his running backs each week for their favorite runs. Give me your 3 top runs. And right now, you're seeing a guy that's probably using his top runs to great advantage in this game.
He is in a zone, and he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be second and very short.
Bro, Madden is not real. I never said it was real though, dude. That's what I'm saying.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
That's the thing. Like I said, Madden is not gonna ever. It's a video game. It's only as real as you want it to be. It's only as real as it can be. Like I said, I mean, there's some aspects of it that, but you have to define what that is. Like I said, you can make these blanket statements, but that doesn't mean anything. Madden's not real. Of course it's not. It's a video game. Okay, done. Next thing.
Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
But you can't blanket say like, well, all the tackles in Madden, they're not legit. You never see any of those tackles ever. That's not true. That's definitely not true. So you can't even say that. None of the throws in Madden are real because they're not like real NFL. That's not true either because you see plenty of those. The only thing I would say that bothers me that bothers the crap out of me about Madden though is that when QBs throw across the field, like they make those back foot passes, 360 no scope across the field, and they make completions. That's unreal. That's unrealistic. Sure, if that was one thing you want to say, but how often does that really happen? Should it happen? No. But does it happen? Yes. But should that be a reason to like to never get the game? Probably not. Because how often does that happen when you're playing? Like never, right?
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack.
You're not going to have that, dude. I've already explained to you why you're not going to have anything related to head injuries in the game. You will never have that. I've already told you why. So stop bringing that up. It's never going to happen.
On second down, Trubisky. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 6 yards.
You do not want to give the general fan base the impression that head injuries are part of the game. That's exactly why it's not in there. I've already told you that. You're never going to see it in there. I've joked about it because of the fact that we know that it is, but realistically, that will never be in any NFL game. Never. Because that is a negative thing about the game that they do not want to draw more attention to than they need to.
Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion.
What's up, Kyle Larson fan? All right, so Chicago is going to kick another field goal here. 4th down and 3 at Seattle's 6-yard line. 5:50 in the game by the time they kick this about, maybe. Yep. Kick is up, and it's good. So it's back to an 11-point lead for Chicago. So it looks like Chicago might take this game, guys. I'm not sure if Seattle is going to have enough to be able to come back here. Maybe there's 5:48 left in the game, so I mean it's not impossible, but they need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion and a field goal, or just 2 touchdowns.
Parkey now following the made field goal to kick this one off.
So it's still a 2-possession game at the very least.
Taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score.
All right, Wilson back to pass, throws it short, caught, and tackled. So we've never seen a tackle where someone wraps him up like that and throws him to the ground. We see that in the NFL.
And it'll be 2nd and 11.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a 1-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown.
That was basically a CB or a safety on a wide receiver. Or, sorry, the back.
2nd down, Wilson.
Wilson back to pass, throws it like that. See that right there? That, for example, that throw would be an example of something I'd say should not exist in Madden. Because literally he turned his body... Like somehow he threw straight down while he was turned like vertical to the receiver. You know what I'm saying? Like you see how he was turned? Like that doesn't make any sense. That throw should never exist in Madden because no quarterback makes that throw. No quarterback attempts that throw. His feet weren't planted or set. He wasn't like he was scrambling. So that's something, like if you said that's a gameplay aspect that doesn't make sense, absolutely I agree with you.
A good first down call as the screenplay gets him 9.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
And then like the 360 no scopes across the field, that kind of stuff. But again, it's usually just dumb QB stuff. So they could work on that. But again, like you only see that in simulations. Right? I mean, you could do it in the real game probably if you wanted, but how many people are really going to take that chance? If you know how the game of football is played. It's pouring outside. Didn't you guys weren't there flash floods? There was flash floods there last week when I was there. Did you guys get any floods in your area, Luke?
They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. They're up
the guy at work, the guy who's a huge Penguins fan, he was showing me pictures which I believe were in PA, I guess, where they showed like cars were like being carried away in floodwaters and stuff like that. I was like, holy crap, dude, I never saw that part when I was there. Oh yeah, that's right, you had the flooding in your basement. That's true. But I mean, what about like outside? Did you have anything like in your area that like what I just mentioned, where cars are being carried away in the floodwaters and stuff like that? that means the floodwaters are like several feet deep.
And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
All right, so there's 2:30 left in the game here. Seahawks again, there's a 2-possession game, so if they can score a touchdown here, then they're in it. Wilson back to throw, throws it short, caught. Looks like he got the first, maybe. Okay, the ball was on his back arm. I wasn't sure if they were going to give him the first or not, but he was apparently just past the line. Yeah, he caught it past the line. That's right, I saw the replay.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose, and boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
All right, so we're at the 2-minute warning, guys. 1st and 10 for Seattle on the 15. This seems like it's taken a while. Although we did start like probably about 10 after, probably, I would say. 7, 8 after, maybe, I don't know. Oh, incomplete.
The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
That may have been a blessing in disguise for Seattle there.
Expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson.
Wilson, oh, is he going to run it? He's at the 10. Oh, he has to slide. They better hurry it up. 3rd down and 4. Again, they could settle for a field goal here and be okay, but you probably want some certainty that you can actually come back and tie this thing up or something. Oh, no, Wilson just tripped on his own guy. Down goes Wilson. Now, that would not happen. That I absolutely despise in this game is when the QB trips over his own lineman. That happens way too often. Wilson throws, intercepted in the end zone. He's going to run it back. Why? Oh, he breaks free. The 10, the 20, oh, the 30, 40. He's going to have like a 105-yard interception return, pick 6. Touchdown, Chicago. Oh, my. How many yards was that? It was like 105 yards or something like that, right?
They were suffocating there again in a big
105-yard pick 6 approximately? I don't know.
Which is often the case. But by being able to adjust to anything they tried to
damn, Seattle's getting roasted after that, dude. Like that's game, set, match. 27-9, just like that, dude. That was crazy. See, at that point, you just kind of like, just take the field goal, take the pressure off, get a field goal, get your points, and then try your hand on defense, right? Look for a quick 3 and out. Call your timeouts. You know, put it on your D. Don't lose the game by making a stupid play like that. Bad Russell Wilson. Bad kitty. That's my pot pie kitty. Bad kitty.
And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. As Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put
so I don't know if Luck is still around, but the one thing that I've just thought that just came to mind, and I'm not trying to like irritate you or make you angry at me, but the one thing I would say is that if the game in Madden played exactly like it did in real NFL, the one complaint that then everyone would have is, well, it's not dynamic enough. Things aren't dynamic enough in the game because it plays exactly like it does in the NFL. Like on special teams, you probably wouldn't have a tackle like that on special teams, but because of the fact that you can, it makes it more interesting. You know what I'm saying? If it was just like every other special teams play, then it would just be boring, and then you would complain about that. So no matter what they do, you'd always have something to complain about. Well, now it's too real. Oh my God, Wilson! Down goes Wilson! Down goes Wilson. Seattle calls a timeout. He had nowhere to go. 3rd down and 17. Wow, 5 sacks against Wilson. He had nowhere to go. That's realistic. You've seen that in the NFL before. QB getting chased down, running for his life. Especially Russell Wilson with his porous offensive line. Seattle not looking very good.
Wilson to the Seahawks looking for something big.
They probably left, maybe.
It's 3rd and long here.
Yeah, he did leave. It looks like he hasn't been chatting. So that's the thing, dude. All he does is just like give me crap. Oh, throws it up. Whoa, way overthrown. He just gives the game crap. Like I get it. I get that there's stuff to complain about, but I mean, if you're gonna complain that much about the game and you don't like it, well then just don't buy it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're a nice guy. That was kind of.
You're not obligated to have to buy it every year if you don't want to. It's your money. If you want to spend $60 on it, then spend $60. If not, then don't. You know, if you hate it that much, then don't buy it. Simple. Be an intelligent consumer. EA doesn't have a gun to your head saying you need to buy it every year.
So a change of possession.
Jaden, you're still here? Wow, it's amazing.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
Exactly. Buy our game. You're not here? Okay, good. I'm glad, man, because, you know, every time that alarm clock guy shows up, I'm like, what a bum, dude. What a bum. All right, so Chicago was clearly the winner in this game. They played the much better game. Amon K, the only person who bet for the Bears. Man, you guys, see, man, everyone just goes at the guys again. This isn't FIFA. Betting based on overall ratings is not the way to go, man. And you got to keep in mind like how Seattle changed in the offseason versus how Chicago changed. What I say about you? I said you were a scrub, dude. That's right. You're not here. You didn't hear that, so pretend like you're not paying attention. Like I said, I've got my own criticism about Madden that I feel like there's some things that don't make sense and they should change, but like again, like if I really hated the game that much, I wouldn't buy it. So it's as simple as that, man.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin.
Wow, John, you were here just in time for the stream to end, bro. What's up, dude?
Find us on Twitter
Madden Field scripted? I mean, but I feel like it's not as scripted as people would like to think it is. I feel like it's actually less scripted than it is scripted. Like when they had like all those animations way back when, like that's when it was really scripted in a sense, because you knew when a tackle was a tackle. You know what I'm saying? Like you knew when you were going down. There wasn't a way for you to escape it. But now like you get into a tackle animation and you can press like the B button, for example, to spin out of that tackle. You know what I'm saying? So like before you didn't have that. And that's what I'm saying. Like there's always going to be something for people to complain about, but at least make it something worthwhile to complain about. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like the things I complain about are actual legit issues with the game. Like it's actual gameplay issues, but then you have to consider like how often do you see those issues in the game. You know what I'm saying? So alright, so anyways, that was the last game to be simulated for week 2, guys. So with that said, now we have the Bears sitting pretty at 2-0 at the top of the NFC North along with the Minnesota Vikings. And the Seahawks now drop to 1-1. They are tied up with the Rams and 49ers. Cardinals at top of their division though at 2-0. So that is where we stand after 2 weeks of the 2018-2019 NFL season, guys. That is going to be all for today. Like I said, I'm going to PA tomorrow, so I'm going to try to get to bed early. So, but thank you everyone who stopped by today, guys. I appreciate it very much. Thank you for everyone for the good conversation today about the game and whatnot. We'll have to do a stream in the future where we just have a general conversation about Madden and what we like, what we dislike, maybe future enhancements, stuff like that. But constructive, not just ragging on the game or what we hate about it and just being negative. So yeah, thank you again for all your support. Thank you for everyone who left a like on the stream today, guys. Appreciate it very much. Thank you for everyone who subbed. Thank you for everyone who watched. Appreciate your support as always, dudes. And until next time, guys, bye-bye.